And good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome here to Watkins Glen International. My name is Robert Hill Jr. Joining me up in the booth here tonight is Alayton Norgard and Jesse Rasimas. Guys, how you doing tonight?
I'm doing good, Robert. Looking forward to another road course with these guys. Hopefully see someone take out William White tonight.
Yeah, I'm doing good myself. Curious to see if we could get anybody to beat William White. He's on a roll here. Nice to see him. Somebody else take the helm on this one.
Well, tonight's race is going to be a little bit different than what we're used to. It is a 60-minute timed race, 4 sets of tires in the pits. And once again, well, it's William White starting on the pole. His 4th of the season, 4th out of 5 races for White. And of course, he's won every race since the drop of the green flag on this 2025 A season. So he'll start on the pole alongside Caleb Pecumer. Pecumer with an absolutely phenomenal qualifying run here tonight. Watch for him to have some pace all night long. Cale Pocock and Tommy Ryan going to make up row number 2. Corey Abbott and Dominic Wright in row 3. That's an all Abbott Motorsports 3rd row. Ray Bracey and Dylan Javier in row 4. Jay Connor and Austin and Abnick going to round out your top 10. Why don't you go ahead and take us through to position number 20 there, Alayton?
On the 6th row, we got Justin Vandermeer and Michael Hosek. In the next row, we have Jordan Owens and Andrew Hardcastle. And then in 15th, Frank Frody, Harrison Talon in 16th, Chris Albrecht and Carlos Acosta. And then Josh Clark in 19th and Zach Evans in 20th.
21st, you got Shea Mitchell. 22nd, Brent Jones. 23rd, Jeff Ryan. 24th, Mark Verbilis. 25th, Kyle Hanshaw. 26th, you got Dave Huckleberry. 27th, Dave Westergreen. 28th, Dustin Dewar. 29th, Jaden Rasimas. 30th, Dustin Haynes. 31st, Andrew Ruckard. And I believe rounding it out is Paul Schmallenberg.
That is correct. No, that's it. 32 cars deep. Schmallenberg has not taken the grid for tonight's race. We'll see if he joins a little bit later on. He was a late addition to the practice lineup here this evening. Pace truck, I should say, does have the lights off. And guys, we gained a new pace car with this iRacing build. We might see it out a little bit later in this Elite Racing League season. But build day on iRacing, which always throws a wrench into things, changes up some of the dynamics that these guys are going to have to deal with. But overall, what's the big thing that these guys should be watching out for all night long here at Watkins Glen?
To me, the biggest thing is using up their rear tires a bit too much, and they just won't be able to put down the power anymore. Lots of sliding out of the corner. You got to be careful to not slide too much, or you're going to have a bad time through the run.
Yeah, I agree with that one. Going through the S's seemed to be a little trouble area there in practice. Car seems a little light in the rear end. So it's basically just going to be trying to keep track of those rear tires and keep everything under you.
Well, guys, we are about to get underway. Fred, the pace truck driver, approaching the pit road entrance. He's going to hand the field over to William White and Caleb Pecumer as we're about to get underway here for the first time tonight. It's the 60 minutes at the Glen, and we are underway. Green flag displayed. The timer going to start ticking down right away as the field works their way down towards turn number 1. Looks like, for the most part, everyone gonna make it through. Looks like Paul Schmallenberg has joined the field, but he's gonna be taking it from the pit road here. William White leads the way ahead of Caleb Pecumer. Tommy Ryan, Cale Pocock gonna lose the spot there. He'll slot in ahead of Corey Abbott as your top 5 single file. Abbott gonna make a move here on Pocock. We'll see if he heads down towards the bus stop, still side by side with that 77. Yes, he will, but he won't be able to have the advantage to make that pass work.
Got Ray Bracey getting loose in the carousel. A little bit of a wreck back in the entry of the carousel. Carlos Acosta caught up in that one.
Carlos Acosta going to be involved. The caution, I don't believe, will come out for this one. You see the 0-2 of Acosta. He's going to make some contact there with, I believe that to be David Westergreen. Yes, it is. Westergreen and Acosta going to come together. It's going to be your first real incident of the day. We'll watch the rest of it play out. Looks like Kyle Hanshaw, I believe that was going to get a piece. Might have been Brent Jones, actually, in the 89 car. But we do keep it clean, keep it green. As out front, your top 5 has remained the same. It's White, Pecumer, Ryan, Abbott, and Dominic Wright now up inside the top 5. So Dom having himself a good start here. Cale Pocock on the other side of that, he's fallen down 3 positions. And Ray Bracey has fallen out of the top 10 as issues for Andrew Rucker. We'll take a look at the Robilis photography replay machine, see what happened to the driver of that number 64 machine. He just got in way too hot, nearly gets into the back of Zach Evans. Going to go sliding across the racetrack. Looks like Mark Robilis going to get a piece of the outside wall in this incident, but overall, everyone is okay.
That's a very dangerous spot to lose the car because you don't have a ton of control over your line at that point of the S's. The car wants to be tracking out there, and all those guys did a good job to avoid hitting him. Some of them caught the wall, but that's better than the alternative.
You're definitely right on that. As we take a look a little bit further back, looking at the Harrison Talon machine, he's currently chasing down Josh Clark. This is Pro Edge and fueled up drivers battling it out here. They're chasing down Chris Albrecht. That's just outside the top 15 at this point. That was the closest battle on the racetrack at the time, but now seeing stuff starting to pick up just a little bit here around Dylan Javier. He's chasing down Cale Pocock, and he's got Jake Connor, Austin and Abnett, and Justin Vandermarl just behind him. Guys, we didn't make race picks, so let's jump quickly back to that. We'll start with Jesse. Who do you got tonight, Jesse?
So I made this pick during practice, so I'm going to kind of stick to it. It was Cale Pocock, actually. He was running really good in the last road course race. He just had one mishap. See if he could rally up through the field after some of these guys burn up some of their stuff or not.
Definitely not too bad of a pick there with Cale Pocock. Alayton, who do you got?
I'm going with Corey Abbott tonight. He's pretty solid on road courses. He's not quite keeping up with William here, but a lot of race to go. We'll see what happens. Anything can still happen at this point.
Now, obviously, the low-hanging fruit here would be taking William White. I'm going to go one step down on the podium currently with Caleb Becumer being my pick to get the victory tonight. This driver impressed me back in the sports car series that Elite ran and has really been coming to his own over the last little while here in the Elite Racing League. So watch for that number 59 car to have a good run here tonight as we approach about 5 minutes into this one. William White still leads Becumer, Ryan Abbott, and Dominic Wright. The rest of your top 10, Cale Pocock, Dylan Javier, Jake Connor, Austin and Abnett, and Ray Bracy. And Ray is another driver to keep your eyes on tonight. Is a road course winner in the Elite Racing League, going back to the Truck Series over in Japan at Tsukuba. So watch for him to potentially play a factor depending on how this race goes.
Yeah, with the gap that is opening up already, I think we're going to need to see something either happen to Will or a caution come out at some point in the race.
Well, this just happened for Andrew Hardcastle. Definitely not what you want to see happen. Watching the 22. He's just behind the Harrison Talon machine. Gonna lose it on the front stretch. Hits the wall, backs into the barrels, and then I think he just kind of gets stuck here. Yeah, he ends up towing back. No real opportunity to get that car spun in the right direction, and I don't think Andrew's a big road course fan as it is, so just unfortunate for him.
Not. A little bit of a Austin Powers moment there. Gave a little bit too much throttle on exit, and it was all over.
That's exactly what I was thinking right there. Let's take a look at this battle back here around the Dominic Wright machine. It's Cale Pocock, Dylan Javier, Jake Connor, Austin and Abnett, and Ray Bracy all there together. Let's actually do a lap on board with the 77 of Pocock as he rides just in behind Dominic Wright. So you can see Pocock using that third gear basically until the top of the S is where he grabs that fourth. And now they're going to head down the back straightaway towards the bus stop here. Pocock trying to get a little bit of draft off of that Dominic Wright machine. May go for a lunge into the corner. Opts not to that time. By the way, Carlos Acosta has taken the 0-2 to pit lane. He was involved in an earlier incident. Now down to second through the carousel for Cale Pocock. So really working through those gears. Now back up to third. Will likely blip into fourth here just temporarily before he drops back down through this final set of corners, back down to second gear. Gonna hover around that 100-mile-per-hour mark. Stand into the final corner. Pocock closing up to the rear end of the Dominic Wright machine, which has the message, don't let Will win on the back, as Pocock has to grab that wheel and absolutely work it there. That's a lap around Watkins Glen with the 77 of Cale Pocock.
Yeah, I actually hadn't seen the spoiler on Dom's car until just now, so it's kind of funny that the It's his teammates giving him as much trouble as anyone else at this point.
Maybe even more, actually, because
Oh yeah,
I mean,
definitely more.
you look at
Between
the
Andrew's pain.
you look at the Will finally did it machine of Andrew Hardcastle currently sitting on pit lane, and then of course the rear spoiler of the Dominic Wright machine. But William White is absolutely just been in a different zip code this season so far. 4 victories, looking to get his 5th tonight, and if the race continues the way it's going, he should do that very easily. Honestly, he's about 6.5 seconds ahead of second place Caleb Pecumer, and we're only a couple laps into this one.
Yeah, he. I believe he's running a lot more of the upper series next season than the rest of 2025A. So it'll be interesting to see if he can manage a win in one of those, in addition to his excessive wins in ARCA so far.
Well, guys, it doesn't get better than the 100% win percentage, so he's going to have his work cut out for him when he gets to the upper levels more consistently in the Elite Racing League. And this is, for the most part, kind of single-filed out. You have Bojo getting by Austin and Abnett here. That was for the 9th position, so Ray Bracey up to 9th. Austin and Abnett back to the 10th spot. Justin Vandermeer, Michael Hosick, Jordan Owens, Frank Fody, Chris Albrecht, the top 15. Then it's Josh Clark, Harrison Talon, Zach Evans, fresh off of a visit to Florida for the Snowball Derby. Congratulations to Caden Honeycutt picking up that win. David Westergreen, 19th. Kyle Hanshaw, 20th. Then it's Jeff Ryan, Dustin Haynes, who's under fire from Jaden Rasimas. That's a battle for the 22nd spot. Jaden going to clear ahead of the 3 of Dustin Haynes. Dusty Dorr, 24th. Brent Jones, 25th. Then it's Andrew Rucker, Paul Schmallenberg, Mark Rubilas, Dave Huckleberry, and Shay Mitchell, with Andrew Hardcastle and Carlos Acosta currently sitting on pit lane. Let's go ahead and have a quick word with Andrew, see what happened to bring out the damage on that 22. Andrew, it's Robert up in the booth. You get a copy?
Yep.
Walk us through what happened out there, buddy. We saw you have a bit of an Austin Powers moment on pit road.
Yeah, it got loose coming out of that last corner, which honestly I haven't had all practice, so it caught me off guard and I couldn't save it, and then yeah, got stuck in the last Powers moment.
Now, is the race over for the 22 team, or can we expect to see you back out on the racetrack?
Nah, it's done.
Now, obviously, taking a look on the racetrack, your teammate William White dominating once again, nearly 8 seconds ahead of the rest of the field. What do you think these guys need to do to get up there and beat him?
Honestly, no idea. Will has lost it going in a straight line in practice a few times, so I'm hoping he will keep that trend up, and that'll help everybody.
Well, Andrew, before we let you go, sponsors, shout outs, what do you got?
It's the Abbott Group. We're having fun teasing Will every time we come to this series, so it's just a lot of fun down there.
Well, unfortunate luck here tonight for you. We'll see you back again when we head to Oswego in January.
Yep, looking forward to it.
That's Andrew Hardcastle, driver of the number 22 for Abbott Motorsports.
Yeah, while we were talking to Andrew there was a bit of a fight between Dominic Wright, Caleb Pocock, and Dylan Navier. Caleb had gotten a run on Dom out of turn 1 into the S's, but you get the inside on that first corner of the S's, but then you're on the outside for the rest of it. And if you don't make that pass happen, you see what happened to Caleb here. He lost out to Dylan because he didn't have the best line to get a good run down that long back stretch.
Issue here for Dustin Haynes. Looks like it's going to involve the Andrew Rucker machine. I want to back this one up a little bit further. Looks like Rucker going to send it in on drivers right here. Dustin, maybe not expecting it. They make big contact there. Dustin Haynes going to go off the racetrack, slides back onto the track, back off the track into the inside wall. That was a pretty big moment there for the 3-car.
Yeah, that's another. There's basically those 2 passing opportunities for a lot of the track. Well, I guess there's more than that, but issue with Shea here.
Not sure what happened to Shea Mitchell. Ooh. So he picked up some heavy damage at some point. The nose of that machine is pretty bad right there as he heads down that backstretch just behind the Dave Huckleberry machine. I think the car might give out on him.
Yeah, so that damage actually was when Rucker had his incident through the S's. He yeah, I think he blew up there.
Yep, there it is.
Yeah, he's got a meatball. But yeah, he got that damage initially in the S's on that first incident.
I saw him get in the wall there. It didn't look like it would be that big of a hit to the entire front of his car, but apparently it was. It's bad luck for him.
Tight battle right here between Cale Pocock, Ray Bracey, and Austin and Abnett. Bojo getting 2 right side tires basically off into the grass there to try to make that pass on the 77 of Pocock. Cale is now fallen back to the 9th position, a quarter of the way through this one. It's all William White out front by 9 seconds. He's actually caught lap traffic. That is Dave Huckleberry just up the road here from that William White machine. Dave gonna move over to the driver's right, allow Will to go on by, and no real contest there. The gap gonna close just temporarily, but I want to take a look at the lap time comparison between William White and Caleb Pecumer. You could see it right there. 9 tenths, 6 tenths, 4, 4, and then just under 3 on lap number 12. But William White just consistently faster. And this is where the mistakes might happen. Not necessarily from William White, but he's working his way through some lap traffic right now. So this could be an opportunity for those other drivers maybe to have something to take advantage of. Will's lost a second to Caleb Pecumer while he's worked through this lap traffic. Of course, Caleb going to have to work through it as well, but you just never know what could happen.
The kind of scary thing at this point is with the kind of gap that Will has built, he could spin on some parts of the track and not necessarily even lose the lead.
Yeah, that's scary. That is definitely scary, as he just has a commanding lead. Looks like Andrew Rucker just had another off-track moment there. This is a train of cars right here behind Frank Foti. He's got himself, Josh Clark, Harrison Talon, Chris Albrecht, Zach Evans, all together there, basically under a blanket in a bit of a train.
I was starting to talk about this a little earlier when Shea had his issue, but passing on at Watkins Glen has always been a bit of a struggle for me because there's the bus stop entry as one of the best opportunities because you've got that long stretch with the draft all the way down it, but then you're trying to go side by side through it, and that's always sketchy at best. And then anything else, you've got to count on the person in front of you not getting a good exit so that you can hopefully get alongside them before the next corner. And that's counting on them to make a mistake more than you being faster necessarily. So it's always hard to pass here. And I feel like a lot of those guys are probably going to be getting frustrated with Frank Foti at this point.
It's getting there. By this point, I'd probably either try to shove my nose out, make it look like I was going to dive under him and see if he made a mistake, or just full set and go for the dive at this point.
Yes, sir, I do. What's up? Yeah. It'd be nice to win all 15 races, but there's still two super speedways to go, a couple short tracks, a dirt track. Challenges I certainly haven't faced yet this season, so ample opportunities for some of these guys who are very talented to potentially try and beat me, but I'd like to say I'm sitting pretty right now. A game of Go Fish. Okay. I don't know how Go Fish works. Can you explain the rules, please? I'm not taking a degree in Go Fish, man. That'd be a cool degree. Sorry, I almost swore that. That'd be a cool degree. No, it's true. Yeah. I mean, that'd be kind of cool. I have a degree in a card game. Yeah. I did a lot of testing. I have been honestly kind of desperate to keep this streak alive. So I really wanted to put a stamp on it. So I did as many laps as I could. Short and long runs, get a feel for exactly how fast I can push this car in different states. And I would say, at least in these first 20 minutes, still got 40 minutes left to go, but I'd say it's been worth it.
We're going to hand you over here to Alayton Norgard, see if he's got any questions for you. Then we'll hand you to Jesse for some questions as well, and then we'll get some shout-outs.
Sounds good. Hi, Alayton.
I will. So I talked about this a little bit earlier with Robert and Jesse up here. What are your plans for next season exactly?
25A, while I'm continuing with this, once this development series season is finished, I'll be immediately going to the 2003 Cup Series in the Gen 4 Cup cars, which should hopefully be potentially ARCA on crack, which I'm very excited for. And then for the other touring NASCAR series, I'll be doing Grand National and trucks as well. So hopefully we'll find similar success in those in 2025.
I think you'll be pretty hard-pressed to come anywhere close to the success you've had so far this season in those upper series. How long do you think it's going to take you to get your first win in one of those?
I definitely think Grand National will take a little longer than trucks. Probably take a couple races for trucks. Obviously, it starts at Daytona. That's just a crapshoot, but who knows what can happen in the races thereafter. Same with Grand National. You never know, but yeah, there's definitely a big competition jump between development and... Someone spun off over here. Okay, he's moving. There's a big jump in competition between ARCA and trucks, and then from trucks to Grand National. So, yeah, I don't think I'll be going multiple races in a row in either of those series, but I'd like to think I can give the big guys a run for their money in those series.
Any plans to run any cup races at some point, or are you just afraid of that car?
I make no bones about me despising the Next Gen Cup car, but Wednesday nights typically aren't the best night for me. Otherwise, I honestly probably would run Cup. I might run Cup after I hopefully get kindly booted out of this series, and potentially booted out of trucks as well if I'm really lucky. So that would free up some space in my week to practice more Cup. So I could look to that potentially 2025B, but for 2025A, between how busy I already am and my disdain for the next gen, I'm gonna say far away from the Cup Series.
So, afraid of the car. Got it.
Yeah.
I'm sure the rest of the guys in the series are looking forward to you being out of it in the future. I'm going to pass it along to Jesse now.
Hey, Jesse.
All right, well, yeah, so the only thing I really got is, so just so you're aware, you're talking about if you win the championship in a truck, you get booted out of truck. So that's not actually true. You're allowed to run, you just don't get points, and starting next season, you won't be allowed to run playoffs. So you can still run.
I can still run.
We could kind of sneak some wins there if you could try. So, yeah, I don't really have much of anything. You must have been taking a lot of time practicing in the off season to be stomping these boys like this. I mean, it's something else. I mean, we haven't seen this kind of domination in quite a while.
Well, I appreciate it. Yeah, I've done a lot of practice in this car, a lot. The group at Abbott call me the Arca Farmer, which, I'll be honest, isn't entirely untrue.
It's accurate.
Yeah, it is accurate. I do really quite enjoy this car, and it's a really good schedule that, for the most part, especially in the first few races, are tracks that really play to my strengths, are tracks that I really enjoy. So, definitely going to revel in that, but it's definitely required a lot of practice anyway, to go from being winless for potentially, I want to cage my expectations, but could be potentially 5 in a row. Against still some really good competition, like sort of Corey, Tommy, Caleb, all those guys that are up near the front. They are no slouches, so yeah, definitely not easy to be at the front of these things, despite it being, the 4th tier series and all that sort of thing.
I've actually got one more question for you.
Yeah.
What is your pitch strategy looking like at this point in the race?
I'll be real, I have no bloody idea. I'm just gonna hit on a mat fuel, probably. I've
You
got
wanna
enough
take tires?
Yeah. Oh, that's a good point. Do I take tires?
Now,
you'll see. I actually don't know yet.
Will,
They feel alright, but I don't know if I'm gonna be
the
dog
final
slow at the
corner.
end.
We're gonna go on board with you. Walk us through this lap.
Alright. Just after the lights, shift down to second gear, hold the brake. Nice and confident on the throttle, use all the club. Hi, Jaden! Holy crap! Jesse, you're trying to get your son to kill me. Right, turn 2, grab that off the throttle a little bit, slam it back down, got to be nice and confident. It's a cold track, so you can get away with it. Flat, 4th gear, gonna be hitting about 170 miles an hour. Gonna brake around the 500 board, hard, 3rd, 2nd, get as close to this blue wall as you can. Swing it left, as little distance as you can, way over this curb. You're basically trying to make that chicane as straight as possible. Hug the curb here. Confident on the throttle, way out here. You don't get an off track, it's all perfectly legal. Just as you get to this second patch of grass, 3rd, 2nd, hug this curb. Back on the gas, all over this curb, 3rd, back down to 2nd. Early apex, nice and smooth. Driver off straight. Get past Dustin, and that is a very hectic and eventful lap.
Well, we'll let you get back down to your team and get set for the upcoming pit stops. Thank you for that, and best of luck the rest of the way.
Thank you, appreciate it.
Also, Will wants to thank the University of Chichester and all the people at Abbott Motorsports.
Yeah, they're really cool.
And
Everyone's supporting
Holly.
me. Big shouts
And
to her.
Holly, too.
And Holly. Yeah, and Holly. Shout out to her. Super supportive.
All right, that was William White, guys. That was definitely a bit more than what I anticipated. By the way, Austin and Abney had a wreck while William was having his chaotic moments there. He was chasing Bojo Bracy. He's going to overstep the curb, hammer the inside wall, spin back onto the racetrack, but we will stay green. As Will going to continue to work his way by some lap traffic. That's Andrew Rucker there on driver's right as the 43 machine scoots on through. 32 minutes remain, and David Westergreen decides to take that 09 machine pit side.
Yeah, Will might be running away in first, but second through third are still pretty tight together here. They've actually tightened up as the race has gone on further. So maybe we'll see some movement between those three at some point here soon.
I've just been trying to watch as much as I can on the tracks. Everything's so spread out and single file at this point. It's trying to figure out what monitor I want to watch to try and determine where everybody is on the track, see if there's anything going on.
Well, one thing I want to touch on is the points entering tonight. We're already about the midway point in the regular season. Of course, William White leads the way because he's won everything so far this year. Tommy Ryan's second in points, 22 back. Corey Abbott is 28 points to the rear, or sorry, make that 27 behind William White. Gavin Higgins fourth. He is not here tonight. Trey Holmes also not here this evening. He's fifth. Michael Hossack, Justin Vandermeer, JP Phillips, who's not here. Ray Bracey and Connor Thompson, who he's not here. That's your top 10. And this is something that David Huckleberry put together. It's the emerging driver title, which is he had some regulations, requirements. These drivers had to be under a certain I rating, I believe it was, certain amount of league starts and whatnot to be eligible. Connor Thompson led the way there over Jeff Ryan. Jeff should take control of those points after tonight. Carlos Acosta third, Mitch Avir and Kale Pocock the rest of the top five. So we'll keep an eye on all of these titles throughout the regular season. As just ahead of the race leaders there, we had one off the racetrack. Not sure who that was right there. Somebody went off the track anyways. I believe that was maybe David Huckleberry that went off the track. But halfway, we're going to step away. We'll take a commercial break and we'll be right back here on the Elite Racing Network. 60 minutes at the Glen, and we're 30 minutes in.
Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head-to-head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series. In officially licensed cars, engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible. Join a race or host your own with players from across the globe. Race against the computer or in a league with friends. Feel the thrill behind the wheel. Visit iRacing.com.
Of sellout crowds, 3 years of edge of your seat action, 3 years of jaw-dropping finishes. Worldwide Technology Raceway has rocked the world of NASCAR, and now NASCAR is giving us another reason to celebrate. The 2025 NASCAR Cup Series Championship Playoffs are coming Sunday, September 7th, 2025. Just when you thought the racing couldn't get any more intense, now every single lap matters. One wrong move could be the difference between elimination and being crowned the king. The Enjoy Illinois 300, the Confluence Music Festival, the NASCAR Cup Series Playoffs, and for the first time in 15 years, the NASCAR Xfinity Series on Saturday, September 6th. Don't be on the outside looking in. See history being made in your own backyard. Go to www.raceway.com for the hottest ticket of the year. Since 2010, race fans have had one burning question. When will the Xfinity Series return to Worldwide Technology Raceway? You asked, NASCAR delivered. On Saturday, September 6, 2025, the magic is back. The track that launched the legendary careers of Harvick, Busch, Keselowski, Edwards, and Earnhardt Jr. is now ready to write that next chapter. We're going to introduce you to a new crop of future champions and Hall of Famers. And in the process, we'll create more of the greatest moments in racing history. NASCAR Weekend 2025, the NASCAR Cup Series Championship Playoffs, the Confluence Music Festival, and now 250 miles of the NASCAR Xfinity.
And we're back here, guys. Major implications. Race leader William White has crashed and stopped on the racetrack. Let's take a look and see what happened here in the Robotics Photography replay machine. Oh no! Ray Bracey loses it ahead of the 43, collects William White. Both drivers going to be done for the day as the caution flag is displayed. Oh my gosh. Wow.
So I delayed throwing the caution there because Ray Bracey managed to drive off, however, but William White was still stopped on the track.
Guys, that's huge right
he
there.
was sitting there for a long time.
That car is absolutely destroyed. Let's take another peek here at what happened. We'll go ahead and take a look from Ray Bracey's machine. So Ray loses it and just William nowhere to go. I can only imagine the comments coming from that 43 machine as this happened. Let's watch on board from the William White machine. You see the 7 just lose it there. Will's just hoping he stays on the right side. You can see that wheel cranked. Will's trying to turn, just nowhere to go underneath the 7 of Bracey. And that right there will be the end of that win streak for William White. 4 victories in a row. It will not be 5, as unfortunately William White most likely done for the day. That's going to hand the race lead over to Tommy Ryan. And Tommy has been down pit road, as has Corey Abbott, Caleb Kumer, Dylan Avere, and Jay Connor. The first drivers to not go down pit road, Harrison Talon and Josh Clark, who sit 6th and 7th respectively.
Yeah, I'm a little confused why Will had just continued to sit on track. If he couldn't get going, he should have just reset immediately. So I am going to be curious to hear his explanation for that.
Tommy Ryan coming back down pit lane here. Corey Abbott going to stay out. He'll inherit the race lead. And we'll go ahead and get a quick word with that race leader, who is now standing by with the Alayton Norgard. It's Corey Abbott.
Corey Abbott. Alayton up here in the booth. You got me?
I do, sir.
Well, it's finally happened. Will is out of it as a factor, and you are in the lead. So, or are you in the lead?
I am now, yeah.
Okay, you're in the lead. So, what's the rest of this race looking like for you?
I don't know. I gotta go hard and go fast, not make any mistakes. When we started the race, I was kind of all over the place. Took me a bit to get settled in. Took fresh tires, same thing. It took me a bit. On the long run, I think I had the pace to keep up with Caleb and Tommy. But now that things have shuffled up a bit with the caution, it's going to be interesting to see who makes their way to the front.
Yeah, we were under commercial when you were all pitting, and I saw that you and Tommy had managed to undercut Caleb, and I guess that's what put you in the lead. So was that your plan to undercut him, or did it just kind of happen to go that way?
Yeah, my plan was to undercut all three of them. My plan was if I could get ahead of them before the long run, I would go a little bit longer, but my plan was to still undercut. It was so hard to pass on the old tires. Once I caught up to them, I just said I gotta go.
Yeah, so defending is definitely going to be a lot easier than passing here. So best of luck with the rest of the race. Any shout outs you want to give?
I gotta give a shout out to the team. Dom's put in a solid run. Andrew had some unfortunate luck. Mish lost a motor, which would be the second one we lost. I lost one on my quali lap. I don't really know how or why. We think it was a money shift. So that's interesting. Will had a great race going, just some bad luck there. And you guys, great broadcast so far. I'll go back and watch this one regardless of what happens.
All right, well, best of luck with the rest of the race, and good luck with the win. You were my prediction. Don't let me down.
Oh, thank you. You shouldn't have said that.
That was Corey Abbott, driver of the number 21 machine for Abbott Motorsports. Looks like Austin Sally's joined us now. Austin, not sure if you've caught any of the race so far, but it was a dominant performance by William White until just a couple of laps ago when he got caught up as an innocent bystander in a wreck with Ray Bracey, and his night does appear to be over.
That's yeah, thanks for catching me up on that. That sucks for Will. I mean, I know that he's been absolutely dominant these last couple weeks. And I was rooting for the guy tonight because, I mean, it's a road course and he's really solid on road courses. So
It definitely unfortunate for Will, but Ray Bracey, the other half of that incident, he's still out here inside the top 10 of Alayton. It looks like he's going to be restarting in row number 3 up there with Jordan Owens, a guy that has very quietly worked his way forward.
Yeah, with the kind of hit that he took from Will, it's kind of surprising that Ray is still up that high and looking relatively clean, but I guess he more just got lifted up rather than destroyed. I am interested to see what some of these strategy calls under yellow are going to do. Tommy Ryan had already pit. He pit again under yellow. I'm assuming for fresh tires, so he's going to probably be trying to charge up through the field with that.
Yeah, Tommy's going to restart in the 8th position just alongside brother Jeff. So we'll see how these guys do. Pace truck about to make that turn down pit lane, which will give us the opportunity to get back on our way here. Corey Abbott, Caleb Pecumer going to be row number 1 as the pace truck has exited the racetrack. Green flag's out. We're back on our way, and it's a good jump there by Corey Abbott. He's going to have Dylan Avere and Caleb Pecumer battling it out for second behind him. Those two Lake Norman teammates as Jay Connor opts to take the wide way around the racetrack. Misses turn number 1, goes off of the race course, gathers it back up, does continue on, but a lot of 2x2 up through the S's here. We'll see if everyone does make it through. So far, so good, as it's Abbott, Javier, Pecumer, Hosick, and Owens, your top 5 here with just under 17 minutes to go, and the battle's on for the race lead.
I think the best thing that could have happened there did for Corey, and that was Dylan Javier clearing Caleb into turn 1. Dylan wasn't slow by any means, but he wasn't as fast as either Corey or Caleb in the first half of this race. So having that buffer between him and Caleb is going to do a lot to make this a little bit easier on Corey for these last 13 minutes. 16 minutes.
A couple minutes here, a couple minutes there. It's all just a matter of time. But I gotta point this out though, Alayton. Dylan is no stranger to good runs in these road course cars. He made his start in the Elite Racing League in the Sports Car Series, has some good teachers over there at Lake Norman in the likes of Tyler Fody, Ethan Stanley, Scott Crump, guys like that. So Dylan might have something still for Corey, and just taking a look back, just a little battle here has dissipated. Jordan Owens ahead of Michael Hosick, but yeah, keep an eye on Dylan Javier. I don't really think he's as far out of this as you might think.
Definitely not. In my history of racing with Dylan, he tends to be really quick at the start of these runs on road courses, but he doesn't necessarily maintain that pace quite as well. So I think if he is able to make a move on Corey early, that's going to be his best chance, and then just play defense the rest of the race. But the longer Corey is able to hold out, the better his chances are for taking this win home.
So just a little development for you guys. So William White was told that even if his car is able to be repaired, he is to stay on pit road and call it a night. We're also going to get some officials together just to take a look at the 40-second stop on track.
Jordan Owens! Owens just went around right there, guys. Everything appears to be A-okay. Sorry for cutting you off there, Jesse. Back to you.
I think I was done. Just that the officials are going to get together and talk about his hold on racetrack.
So potentially penalties on the horizon for the 43 of William White. We'll keep you updated on that over on Sim Racer Hub, your home for all things Elite Racing League. And of course, we'll update you next time out in the RevLimit Workshop Development Series presented by Pit Pass Network, which will come at you live from Oswego with a doubleheader on January the 7th. So we're off just about a month after this. Of course, next week, Tuesday and Thursday, will be Elite Winter Derby action with some of the preliminaries on Tuesday, and of course the main course coming up on Thursday next week. Myself and Alexander Balderas will have the call for those events.
I'm excited for that.
Yeah, should be a good one. Austin, do you plan on taking part in any of those?
Yeah, I signed up for every event.
Very nice. One driver to take a quick peek at here, having a solid run tonight, Zach Evans. Well, we might as well take a look because he's in a battle. Zach Evans and Jay Connor duking it out for the 8th and 9th positions. With Zach up 12 spots on the day. Jeff Ryan just ahead of them, up 16 positions. And your biggest mover, also Chad Frankfield's favorite driver, Andrew Rucker, up 20 spots on the day. It's not too bad for these guys, but up front, the battle's still continuing for that race lead. Corey Abbott, Dylan Javier, Caleb Becumer, Michael Hosick, and Ray Bracey, the top 5. I'm just shocked that Bracey's still up here.
Yeah, that was a big hit that he took, like I said before, but didn't hurt him that much. Not sure how, but I think he kind of lucked out there.
So I think the ramp car actually came back in. So I don't know if they made changes to the nose and rear end just on like the super speedway courses or not. But if you kind of looked when William got into the back of Ray, he kind of just scooped him. It really didn't do much damage to Ray's car at that point in time.
Looks like Austin blew a motor there. Yeah, I think that yellow was just about the worst timing possible for both Dominic and Caleb Pocock there, because I think they had just pit when it was thrown, so they ended up a lap down but ahead of the leader, so they had to take the wave around with one to go to green. So with how well they were running before that, especially Dom, I think he was still up around 5th or 6th maybe. That's really unfortunate timing on that.
Yeah, I was trying to hold throwing the yellow as long as I could, but once we hit that like 40-second mark, stopped on the track, I had to throw something.
Yeah, and just to talk about some of the consequences from that, we had a incident earlier this season, 2024B, with a driver stopping to bring out a yellow, and that resulted in a 3-week suspension. And that's the closest comparable thing that I've seen in Elite. I don't necessarily know that it's going to be the same, but just because it's not an automatic yellow, I don't know why William just stayed on track there. I'll definitely be asking him about that later. But yeah, even if he was suspended for 3 weeks, that just puts the regular season championship in play more. With the wins that he's had already, it's going to be very difficult for him to not make the playoffs at this point.
Yeah, I can't say for sure what we're going to do yet or what the series officials are going to do yet, but it's definitely something that we're going to discuss after the race to see what kind of repercussions there might be.
So a new driver up in the top 10 here. Andrew Rucker has gotten by Justin Vandermarl. So move Rucker up to 10th, Vandermarl into the 11th spot, which is exactly where he qualified. So actually out of this entire field, guys, Justin Vandermarl, the only driver that has not gained or lost a position in the current state. Oh my gosh, Corey Abbott.
I think he money shifted.
Oh my gosh. Get him some money another way, guys. He doesn't need to be shifting for this. As we see Corey Abbott. Yep. Oh man. This changes quite a bit here.
I'm gonna space cushion there too.
Yeah, it almost sounds like he caught second gear just a hair too early, or he might have actually had the left side off on the grass. I'm trying to look.
He definitely money shifted. We heard it on board there. You could hear it pop right as he went into the downshift. But guys, what this is likely going to do is give us a first-time winner here in the RevLimit Workshop Development Series presented by Pit Pass Network, as both Dylan Javier and Caleb Pecumer have not won. Oh no, we got an incident back here. It's Dave Huckleberry. I'm going to get a text message for showing the replay here, but we'll take a look anyways, as he's just going to lose it down into turn number 1 and tries to get off the racetrack as best as he can. Just runs out of space down there on the bottom, has a little nose in with the wall. I kind of want to pull Tyler Fody in right now, seeing as his drivers are 1-2, but I feel like he might be coaching them as well.
I mean, if we pull him, then it just puts them on level ground still. They're racing against each other.
Yeah, you know what? Let's do it. Tyler Fody is about to come up into the booth here, guys. Hey, Tyler Fody, it's Robert up in the booth. You get a copy?
Yeah.
Well, we had to talk to you here and let your boys duke this out. But everything that could have happened ahead of them has happened today. Now you got Dylan and Kayla battling for the win. What have you told these guys in the closing laps to kind of help them focus a little bit and maybe not do what those other guys did?
Oh, they're scaring me right now. I told them, look, you guys got 6 seconds. Oh, God.
Oh, no. Oh, contact.
Oh, they make contact.
I told them, you guys got 6 seconds here, so just make sure it's 1-2, no matter what the order. Just make sure you guys both get back. So, a little aggressive there, but hopefully we don't do that anymore. We only got a few more minutes here, so.
Obviously, you're the team owner, but do you have a favorite of these two that you want to get the dub over the other one?
Well, no, I like them all, but Dylan has not won yet. Caleb was fortunate enough to win a season ago, and Dylan's been so close so many times, and he's one of the last guys on the team that hasn't got a win yet. So for those reasons, I think I'm leaning a little more towards Dylan here. I think he'll be super pumped.
Well, let's see what these guys got here. About 5 minutes to go, so about 3-4 laps remaining. And I think odds are good that we'll be talking to at least one of them down there in Winter Circle.
Yeah, let's hope. Let's hope. I got to get back there, though.
Yeah, we'll get you back down there, buddy. Best of luck.
Thank you.
That's Tyler Fody, the owner of Lake Norman Motorsports. And his driver is currently running a 1-2 with Dylan Avere and Caleb Pecumer. And the next highest running Lake Norman car is 16th with Frank Fody. That's the old man of Tyler running back there. He's done a good job as well.
I gotta say, that was some wonderful timing on bringing him up so that he couldn't stop
Right as
them
they
trying
do
to go
side
too
by
wide.
side, yeah. That's pretty wild, man, to see these two guys battling it out. Again, these are the kind of people that a series like this is made for. Relatively new to iRacing, still trying to learn the ins and outs of it, and here they are battling for victory with about a 6-second lead over third place Tommy Ryan, who's having another great run here. And I'm going to pull these points up again because I believe Tommy was second entering tonight. Yes, he was. So for him, he's actually going to gain 22 points on William White. Guys, we could be leaving tonight with a tie. As Jeff Ryan has an incident in the City Chevrolet, gathers it up, continues on.
It's quite interesting, that point situation coming out of, I mean, with all the events tonight, I mean, to shake up the points, that's good though. That's what we make it a little bit more interesting instead of just having William mop the whole field every week.
No, you're definitely right about that. And we actually have a battle for fourth as well. Michael Hosick just ahead of Ray Bracey. Bracey has done a nice job working his way up here to this fifth spot after that earlier incident with William White, as I believe we're going to be coming to 2 to go next time by.
It's just an update there. There was a tally issue to the 27 for causing contact with the 1 and spinning him in turn 1 a couple laps ago.
So Harrison Talon getting into the wall. We'll take a look at that one here on the Robotics Photography replay machine. Yep, that's a tally right there on the 27. Into the back of the one of Harrison Talon. Actually had another issue as well. Shea Mitchell had another crash. Oh, on the front stretch. I thought he was going to hit the barrels or pull a bit of an Andrew Hardcastle moment there, but luckily for him, he does not, as we're coming to popsicle sticks this time. Going to be 2 laps to go for race leader Dylan Javier in the solo, number 57 for Lake Norman Motorsports, as he heads down the front straightaway. Next time by, he will see the white flag. They're going to have to work through lap traffic as well here, guys. And oh no, Dylan misses the corner. Oh my God. If I'm Caleb, I'm giving the lead up right now, guys. No matter who's led this race, they have stepped on it tonight and just had an absolutely miserable time. Dylan Javier went from the penthouse and is on his way to the outhouse now, back to that second spot, 2 seconds behind Caleb Pecumer. No matter what, this will still be a good run if he holds on to a podium, but he was definitely hoping to get that first victory here tonight.
Yeah, it was definitely unfortunate for Dylan there. I was just getting ready to say that Pecumer hadn't really gotten back up to Dylan's bumper since they had that side-by-side movement into the bus stop, but he was close enough to have Dylan feeling the pressure there to make that mistake when it mattered most.
Yeah, just unfortunate and very close right there for Caleb Pecumer and Mark Rapilas. Jesse, I know you saw that one as we're coming to the white flag. Brought to you by Whiplash Sim Cams. 1 lap to go here at Watkins Glen, and it's Caleb Pecumer leading the way. Shea Mitchell, yeah. Shea Mitchell into the wall there at the bottom of the S's, and I do stand corrected. Caleb Pecumer does have 1 career ARCA victory. That came in race number 2 last season at the Milwaukee Mile, and he is well on his way to victory number 2 now as he works his way through the carousel. Just a handful of corners to go. Shea Mitchell is wrecked again towards the rear of the field. But guys, looks like Caleb Pecumer about to pick up victory number 2. I'm looking forward to talking to him. I don't believe I was here for Milwaukee last season, so I haven't had a chance to talk to him in victory lane, but this time, out of the final corner, it's going to be checkered flag for Caleb Pecumer. Pecumer takes victory in the number 59 for Lake Norman Motorsports. Dylan Javier going to come home 2nd, Tommy Ryan 3rd, Ray Bracey 4th, Michael Hosick 5th, Jay Connor comes home 6th, Zach Evans with a good run in 7th. Andrew Rucker, your biggest mover tonight, up 23 spots, brings it home in 8th. Justin Vandermeer 9th, and Dominic Wright going to round out the top 10. Guys, a great race here tonight. Lots of drama, lots of unexpected moments, but at the end of it all, it's Caleb Pecumer picking up victory for Lake Norman.
Yeah, that wound up being a bit of a rough night for Abbott Motorsports between Williams wreck with Ray Bracey and Corey money shifting and Andrew spinning early on. Dominic was the only one of them that finished.
And he got a top 10.
Up in the top 10 at least.
So Caleb Pecumer, your winner here tonight. He's going to work his way around and get to celebrating his 2nd career victory on one of the tougher circuits that we've raced on this season. He'll bring it to the front straightaway. Dylan Javier going to come celebrate with him. Frank Foti there as well. Let's go above. See. Oh, and Caleb absolutely butchers that burnout right there. Hits the wall. Now he's going to do some burnouts for his crew. You see Frank Fody over there as well, the team owner's dad, celebrating. And we're going to step aside. When we come back, we'll talk to Caleb Pecumer, Dylan Navier, and Tommy Ryan. It's the 60 Minutes of the Glen on ERN. We'll be right back.
Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head-to-head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series. In officially licensed cars, engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible. Join a race or host your own with players from across the globe. Race against the computer or in a league with friends. Feel the thrill behind the wheel. Visit iRacing.com.
Of sellout crowds, 3 years of edge-of-your-seat action, 3 years of jaw-dropping finishes. Worldwide Technology Raceway has rocked the world of NASCAR, and now NASCAR is giving us another reason to celebrate. The 2025 NASCAR Cup Series Championship Playoffs are coming Sunday, September 7th, 2025. Just when you thought the racing couldn't get any more intense, now every single lap matters. One wrong move could be the difference between elimination and being crowned the king. The Enjoy Illinois 300, the Confluence Music Festival, the NASCAR Cup Series Playoffs, and for the first time in 15 years, the NASCAR Xfinity Series on Saturday, September 6th. Don't be on the outside looking in. See history being made in your own backyard. Go to www.raceway.com for the hottest ticket of the year.
And we are back here at Watkins Glen. Now we're going to get to our podium finishers. First, our second place finisher standing by with Alayton Norgard is Dylan Navier.
Hey, Dylan, Alayton in the booth, you got a copy?
Yes, I do.
You were so close to that first win tonight.
Yes, I was.
What went wrong for you there? Did you just lock up going into turn one?
So the thing is, so to start off, my Discord wasn't actually connected on my computer. So I joined on my phone during the caution. So I could barely hear. And then when we were 2 to go, Tyler Fody called it out and I hardly heard him. So I went to double check. And by the time I looked back up, I was already past the braking mark.
It's always unfortunate.
Yeah.
Getting that distraction at just the wrong moment is, yeah, I know how that goes. At least it was a teammate that still won.
Yep.
How excited were you to see Will taken out of the race?
We were all really excited. We all came in here just to make sure he doesn't win tonight. So we got the job done.
It took a little unconventional tactics there, but got a new winner this season.
Yeah.
Any shout outs you want to give?
Big shout out to Caleb. He ran a really good race. We were both running about the same pace too. Shout out to Tyler Fody and JD Designs for doing our paints.
All right. Congrats on the good run. Second place, nothing to be ashamed of. And good luck with the rest of the season.
All right, thank you.
Oh, brother, let me tell you, William, you know, he had some bang on pace tonight, and big kudos to him for running as fast as he was, because this definitely his race. But we all know that one mistake can really ruin your whole night. So it's really unfortunate for him. But when he got knocked out, oh my God, my heart sank. And then, you know, we were battling it out with Corey. They undercut me in the pits. And then, you know, me and Dylan, we were running together behind Corey. Dylan was applying some pressure. When we saw Corey hit that wall going into the bus stop, it got real quiet on the radio because, you know, we're talking to each other the whole race.
Now, in the late going of this one, you were in that second spot. You headed into turn number 1 with about 2 to go. And your teammate Dylan Havere overshot the corner entering turn number 1. What were your thoughts at that moment? And, you know, did you maybe think, this guy hasn't won yet, maybe I'll wait for him a little bit? Or were you just like, let me just step on this darn thing and go snag that W?
Well, if there's one thing that Fody taught us as a team, it's that you put that pedal down and you let her eat no matter what. So there was a mutual agreement. You know, we race each other hard on this team. Of course, we look out for each other. But when he went off, man, it was mixed feelings. I was sad and I was glad at the same time.
Now, we do race picks before every race up here in the booth, and someone just happened to pick you as the victor tonight. How smart do you think they are?
Oh, geez, I'm blushing. I would say that they're probably not the most intelligent.
Well, that person was me, so I appreciate that very much, Caleb. But anyways, looking ahead to the rest of the season, obviously William White won those first 4 races. This is only your second start of the season. Can we expect to see you back for at least a couple more, or are you just going to be spotty through the rest of the season?
Oh, I'm going to try to be in the car as much as I can, you know. Every chance that I get to do one of these races with these guys all drive. I mean, they drive hard the whole time. It's really good competition. I want to be here for the rest of the season, so I'll definitely I'll be at every race.
Definitely good to hear there, Caleb. Before we let you go, shout outs, sponsors, who do you got to thank?
Of course, first thing, big shout out to Bite Size Sports for sponsoring the car. You know, shout out to JD Designs for these awesome teams that he paints up for us. Shout out to the entire Lake Norman team. You know, we had Austin, Frank, and Dylan running in this race. Mitch couldn't make it, unfortunately. But, yeah, and then big shout out to Trevor. He's a big Elite fan. He's watching this right now, so it was really cool to pull a win out while he's watching.
Shout out to Trevor and, of course, all the guys at Lake Norman Motorsports. Congratulations, Caleb, on the victory, and we look forward to seeing you back in victory lane sometime soon.
Yes, sir. Thank you, gentlemen.
That was Caleb Pecumer, your winner here tonight at Watkins Glen. Guys, final thoughts from both of you after what was an eventful race here tonight at Watkins Glen.
Obviously, the big story tonight, no 5th win from Will, so that's exciting to see. Get something mixed up at the top of the field. One thing I want to point out, Tommy Ryan, who pit for those tires, started from the yellow in like 8th or 9th or something, did come back up to 3rd. Didn't make it here to be interviewed, but want to give a shout out to him for making that comeback with those fresh tires. And yeah, we're looking forward to coming back after the break and seeing what happens at Oswego.
Jesse, final thoughts from you, my friend?
Yeah, it was a crazy one. I mean, everything was calm and collective, and then it wasn't. So got a little hectic there. All the officials are kind of in the background talking about all the incidents now, so we should know what's going on here shortly as far as any potential penalties. But I mean, overall, the race was strung out. That caution kind of jumbled everything up, and it was really unfortunate for William and everybody else that got involved and affected by that yellow.
Yeah, definitely unfortunate there for William White, as well as Corey Abbott and Dylan Javier, the three guys that led laps prior to Caleb Becumer, and all three of them had something go wrong in one way or another. But good run nonetheless by these guys tonight. Congratulations to Caleb Becumer, Dylan Javier, and Tommy Ryan on their podium finishes. I wish we would have had a chance to talk to Tommy, because he definitely worked his tail off to get back up to that third position here tonight. But as mentioned, we're going to be off for the next couple of weeks here in the RevLimit Workshop Series presented by Pit Pass Network. We'll return on January the 7th at Oswego, where we'll have a double header of a asphalt oval and a dirt race at the Oswego Speedway. So be sure to join us for both of those events. Should be a great show. But in the meantime, of course, come back tomorrow night for Cup Series action here on ERN. And then next week, join us Tuesday and Thursday for coverage of the Elite Winter Derby. On behalf of Jesse Rasimas, Alayton Norgard, Chad Frankville, Dave Huckleberry, and myself, Robert Hill Jr., we thank you for joining us here tonight, and we'll see you next time. Have a good night, everybody.
Mm-hmm.